Well, I just watched the stupidest episode of 19 Kids Accounting. I completely forgot about this one. So this is about Jim Bob deciding that the Duggar family is very qualified to have a farm. The episode starts off with Michelle cooking. Wow, we don't really see that. And she talks about how she's never getting rid of her baby's changing station because you never know when anybody else can have a baby. And she talks about how Jim Bob and her have been talking about adoption. They did adopt their grandnephew. If you want me to do a video about that, let me know. So during their breakfast, Jim Bob talks about how they need to get rid of the weeds in the family garden. And can I just say my screenshot skills are at a high. So during their little gardening project, Jim Bob's like, Michelle, can I talk to you alone? And Michelle and him go into a golf cart and go like literally like 100 yards away. And he's like, oh yeah, you know what? I've been thinking about this for years. Let's just have a fucking farm. Jim Bob said he bought 20 acres of land. He's been thinking about doing this as a farm. I call bullshit. There is no way Jim Bob just thought of randomly having a farm. So he goes on the computer and the internet to find a farm nearby that's willing to help Jim Bob in this new farm project. He tells the kids they're going to help on a farm, and Ginger and Jessa are so fucking excited about it. Sarcasm. So they meet up with two families that own two separate farms, but they coexist in this store in which they sell their organic meat. And the one family says, guess what? You're going to have to wake up at 5:30 in the fucking morning to start working. And Jim Bob's like, wait, there's a morning? In case you don't know, the Duggars are not morning people. So they get to the farm and basically break down the whole day. And the mother points out that the girls are wearing fucking flip-flops. They're always wearing flip-flops when they're hiking, when they're doing farm work. Like, do you own a pair of sneakers? So anyway, the girls get to the pigs and Michelle uses her opportunity to say she has different varieties of skirts for working, which I can't tell the difference. The boys are in charge of feeding the goats. And then we get to the most interesting part of the episode, when Jim Bob has to quote unquote inspect a cow. Don't worry, the show or myself will not show you the actual thing that he does. But I'm also going to show you the clip in which he jokingly talks about the birds and the bees with his adult son.
All right, make sure everything's in there that needs to be. We're wanting to maybe do a Duggar family farm, and I guess this is just part of it.
First thing you do is you get in there and you put this big long glove on that comes up to about your shoulder.
Just kind of make your hand in the shape of a cone.
Does I have to do this?
Yeah.
You know, John is my cowman here. He has an interesting cows. John, you need this experience here.
My dad was trying to pass off the gift to me,
I'm starting to sweat. Hold on, I'm breaking out in a cold sweat.
but never look a gift horse in the mouth. Or a heifer in the rear, I guess, in this case.
It was one of the grossest things that I've ever been asked to do in my life.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, this is a talk I've been wanting to have with you guys for a while. This is where babies come from.
The whole birds and the bees thing was just my dad, I guess,
It takes a male and a female, and this is how it happens.
He's gonna take every opportunity he gets to make it into.
The episode kind of ends them at the store. Jim Bob is in charge of butchering. The kids are in charge of money and cooking, which child labor laws, but I don't know. And then Jim Bob realizes he doesn't want a fucking farm. Of course not. And the TLC crew realizes they wasted a lot of their day, but they got an episode out of it. Also, why does Jessa and Ginger, this screenshot reminds me of The Simple Life with Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton. Anyways, have a good rest of your day.